Wendy Williams is airing her complaints about losing the majority of her money while engaged in a legal dispute with her bank. It also turns out that the situation is far worse than we first thought.
TV personality Wendy Williams is speaking out on camera for the very first time about her claims she's being blocked from accessing her own bank account.
Wendy is still unable to access her inheritance because her bank, Wells Fargo, froze her assets over a year ago and claimed that she is a helpless individual who requires a guardian. In addition, Wells Fargo continues to prevent Wendy from accessing her money, preventing her from paying her son's rent despite the fact that Wendy recently finished treatment and announced new ventures.
Reports recently surfaced of her 22-year-old son being evicted from his $2 million apartment in Miami after he failed to pay $70,000 in rent.
They worry that Wendy might suffer the same fate as Britney Spears now that she is apparently in the hands of some extremely evil individuals. But how did Wendy's net worth drop from $60 million to the point that she couldn't even support her son?
Personally, I only have $2.
The most recent speculations claim that Wendy Williams has lost most of the wealth she had accumulated over the years as a result of her ongoing issues. Wendy is not even able to access the money she still has in her bank account since Wells Fargo has frozen all of her accounts and asked the court to appoint a financial guardian for her. Wendy is speaking forward now that she has run out of money and is unable to access it. But before we explore what she said, let's quickly review this peculiar situation. Wendy Williams has had a rich life, as you are all aware. Wendy started using drugs in the late 1980s, but despite years of struggling with both her health and her drug use, she has only recently started getting help for her addiction. There were concerns about Wendy's health after she passed out during her talk show in October 2017 because multiple reports said she had suffered a stroke.
Our first caress.
Later, Wendy denied having had a stroke, claiming that she had become dehydrated and was wearing a very tight Halloween costume when she collapsed.
I'm a woman of a particular age. I'm also going through menopause. So I didn't think my costume was hot when I first tried it on. You know, it was a cat suit. People might have thought it was a dress. It wasn't a dress. If it was a dress, I'd be like this. You know, like, oh my God, I'm hot.
Get some air in here.
Yes. Apparently I was dehydrated, according to the paramedics. And instead of drinking regular water, I had electrolyte drinks. And then, you know, I went to my own doctors and I'm fine, including blood work.
Wendy later revealed that she had been diagnosed with Graves' illness, an autoimmune ailment, in February 2018.
Thyroid, my hyperthyroid, is attached also to Graves' disease. Graves' disease squeezes the muscles behind your eyeballs. And so that's the reason for...
In addition to dealing with all of these health issues, Wendy Hunter's husband, Kevin Hunter, was having an affair with his now fiancée, Sharina. Wendy filed for divorce in October 2020, and Kevin is alleged to have been seeing Sharina for 10 years prior to that. Wendy had finally started getting help for her addiction when she revealed on her talk program in 2019 that she was living in a sober house.
Now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house. When you see me come to work, glammed up, right after the show, I go across the street, I do my Pilates. I told you 2 hours a day, I like to take care of my body. And you know I've had a struggle with cocaine in my past, and I never went to a place to get the treatment. I don't know how.
When everyone thought Wendy had turned her life around after relapsing, the news broke. She had fled the sober house and been taken to the hospital.
Once her studio was alerted that she checked out of the sober home, they began a search. Fortunately, Williams was located and then hospitalized. The source explained, she was eventually found and was drunk. She was immediately taken to the hospital.
Several media at the time suggested Wendy had relapsed as a result of finding out about Kevin and Sharina. Wendy eventually acknowledged that she had known about Kevin's adultery for a very long time. More than the fact that her husband had cheated on her, Wendy revealed on The View in September 2019 that the revelation that Kevin had fathered a child with Sharina while she was in the sober house was what prompted her to file for divorce.
You know, infidelity is one thing, a full baby is a whole nother topic. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, you said in the New York Times Magazine, I'm a very forgiving person, but there's one thing I could never be a part of, and that one thing happened.
Oh, well.
And that was it.
Yeah.
The baby did it.
A baby. I'm not changing Pampers. I want to be pampered.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But to make matters worse, Wendy also discovered that Kevin had been using her money to finance his businesses, and just 9 miles away from Wendy's estate in New Jersey, he even bought Sharina a house.
He was tricking up money. She's in the passenger seat of my Rolls Royce Ferrari. And I mean, really? Really? And our son's in Miami. So I have to be calm on the phone with him, like a loving mother. I have to be happy on the TV every morning live from New York. I read about it in the blogs and the tabloids, the address of this place that he had purchased to share with this backwoods.
Kevin had the audacity to complain about being called out after Wendy's second admittance to treatment. He further claimed that Sharina contributed to the popularity of the Wendy Williams show in order to defend his mistress.
Everybody's gonna have these questions, and I'm not gonna dwell on that. She is getting the help that she needs, and hopefully, she'll come out of this a swinger. I know she got it in her. As far as my immediate family, I could not do it without the gracious help of my queen that's representing me now, Sharina Hudson, and the family I have. Everybody's family. Let's be clear. Everybody's family, and I realize that I have to swing the sword for my whole family because there are a lot of people that's trying to exploit what I have built along with my family. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now, because it takes a village. And I'm gonna say it, I said it.
Her career suffered more damage when word got out that Wendy's acclaimed program will be replaced by Sherri Shepherd's new chat show. The Sun further asserts that as soon as Wendy departed her talk show, her $10 million monthly salary was cut off. Wendy's bank, Wells Fargo, froze her account, claiming that Wendy is an incapable person who needs a guardian to handle her financial problems when she was trying to move past her divorce and get sober. Even still, Wendy's money issues were far from resolved. Wells Fargo considered Wendy's situation to be concerning and requested a hearing from the New York Supreme Court to determine if Wendy requires a financial guardian. The petition read, "It is our hope that the court will imminently appoint a temporary guardian or evaluator to review the situation and ensure that Williams' affairs are being properly handled." When Wendy's lawyer asserted that Lori Schiller, Wendy's former financial advisor, had misled Wells Fargo regarding Wendy's mental illness, the story took a new turn. According to Wendy's counsel, Schiller was previously fired by Wendy for inappropriate behavior relating to their employment relationship. Schiller is also accused of working behind Wendy's back to convince Wells Fargo that Wendy needed a guardian. Additionally, on the grounds that the bank was preventing Wendy from accessing her financial assets and statements, Wendy's counsel asked for a temporary restraining order against Wells Fargo. Wendy herself has accused Wells Fargo and Lori Schiller in the media of putting her under financial conservatorship.
When I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response regarding my money. I want my money. This is not fair. And Wells Fargo has no questions and answers with regarding my money. This is not fair. And Lori Schiller and Wells Fargo have this guardianship petition about keeping me away from my money.
Wells Fargo refused to budge, and on December 8, the U.S. Sun announced that attorney Sabrina Morrissey had been appointed by the court as Wendy's financial guardian. According to court documents, Morrissey would have the power to decide who would get payments from Wendy's fortune. As a result, Wendy would no longer have access to the money in her bank account in addition to losing her principal source of income. Even worse, after being chosen as Wendy's financial guardian, Morrissey allegedly decided to deny Wendy's one and only kid, Kevin Jr., access to Wendy's wealth. Kevin Jr. just lost his Miami home due to overdue rent. The payments ended as soon as the court appointed a financial guardian to oversee his mother's financial issues, he later stated in a statement. According to Kevin Jr., his mother had some health issues. He added that everything happened swiftly, and all of the financial support she had been giving me up until that point, including my lodging, vanished. And it is for this reason alone that Wendy's supporters now assert that Wendy has been exploited for money in a similar way to how Britney Spears was treated while she was under a conservatorship. And somebody connected to Wendy's financial guardian has responded to Kevin Jr. and said that Wendy should no longer provide any financial support to Kevin Jr. According to the insider, Wendy needs a guardian to make sure that financial decisions are made in her best interest, dispelling claims that her predicament is comparable to Britney's conservatorship. Fans, however, are finding this extremely strange and pointing out that because Wendy worked hard to earn her money, she should be able to pay the rent for her only child. Another strange thing about Wendy is that she recently left the treatment center where she had been staying since August, and her rep claims that she is feeling better than ever. Not shortly after leaving rehab, Wendy made her first public appearance at the annual Circle of Sisters event in New York City, where she appeared happy and healthy. Wendy stated her wish to fall in love once more, as well as her excitement for her upcoming career opportunities.
Can't wait to fall in love.
Okay.
Now, I'm serious about that. You know, it's not enough that I sit home by myself at 58 years old. You know, I love men. And I will never deny it. And the first thing I look at when I see men is, are they wearing the finger? Because if they're wearing the finger, then that's an immediate hello. But I would love to, I can't wait to fall in love.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get married. I want him to have already had kids. I want him to be someplace around my age, you know, maybe 10 years younger than me and maybe 15 years older than me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then we'll be able to do things together. Like if we want to all of a sudden fly from New York City, if we want to fly to France, to be there for 2 days, to have food or whatever.
Right.
I want it to be able to you know, I can be qualified with a man that, come on, baby, let's do it. Do we fly private or do we fly public?
Okay.
Yes, all that stuff.
Wendy is obviously completely aware and not at all incompetent. Therefore, it is really odd that Wells Fargo continues to restrict her access to her own money. In addition, Wendy's ex-husband Kevin just filed new court documents asking for more money from Wendy's estate. In the petition, Kevin admitted that the majority of his bills were past due. Now that I've moved into this community, the Homeowners Association is owed money, and I haven't yet paid them. Kevin added that he was unable to pay for his car insurance because he was no longer receiving the severance payments from the divorce settlement. Fortunately, Wendy just provided an update on her future goals, showing that she is adamant about working for her financial independence. Wendy expressed her joy at coming back in a video she posted on the Wendy Experience's official Instagram page.
Hey, happy holidays! 'Tis the season for the winter. Listen, don't forget to check out your favorite Wendy Experience merchandise. I don't know what else you're doing. I'm just happy to be here and to be, well, happy to be.
Many Wendy admirers concur that she appears content and in good health, but some are still worried that she would be placed under financial conservatorship. One fan slammed Wendy's guardian and her ex-husband, saying, "Praying for justice for you, Wendy. How much money is your financial guardian receiving? Her ex-husband should get a job to take care of his family. How dare you suggest your son be cut off and then beg and disgrace yourself as a man for support? Make it make sense." Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to subscribe our channel for more celeb videos. Don't forget to like and comment. Also share it with friends and family.